Welcome back, everyone, to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play through every single mainline Final Fantasy game, plus some bonuses, and we are in our in-depth playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. It has been an incredible time, an amazing week, an amazing crowd here today. I just want to thank everyone for being here and being a part. We are going to jump right in because we have stuff to do, but before we start, a couple things. First, last week I said we were going to go do Chocobo stuff because there's a chance when you do the Chocobo stuff that I could happen to get a counterattack and it would make this grind easier. I decided not to do that because I want to do this first because I want to show how early you can do this. That's kind of the point of it, actually. You'll see later why I say that. So I want to do this right away. Second thing, usually for Let's Plays, I do everything on screen. Even if it's like a really long, stupid grind, because that's like the point of a Let's Play, is to experience it all together. However, this secret that I've been talking about since the beginning of the playthrough, it's kind of bonus. It's something I came up with that's not really part of the Let's Play. It's just something that I really wanted to share with you guys. So I went ahead and did a bunch of grinding off stream. We still have some to do, though. But if you look here, we actually have one counterattack done. And the second one is almost done. We got 50k to go. So we are going to do that while we talk. But I changed it. You know, I took out a lot of it. So we shouldn't only take us a little bit. And yeah, we've gone up quite a bit of levels because this area is also really good for an experience grind. So just wanted to say that so we could get going while we talk. That way we're not wasting any time. So now that that's out of the way, a couple things. First off, last week, I have to apologize for the mic level. For you guys, it was last week. For YouTube, it was the last 4 episodes. My microphone was way lower than it was supposed to be. I thought that the game was too loud. And during the playthrough, a couple people said, like, hey, the game's kind of loud. And I kept lowering the game volume, but it wasn't helping. And I found out after the stream, it was because my microphone was low. There was a couple things that happened. My filter got screwed up. Windows changed the volume of my mic for no reason. So I went in, I fixed all of it. I actually put a new filter on my mic as well. Shout outs to Head Damage. He helped me with that. So now when I get really close to the mic, it's the same volume instead of being like extra loud. So it should be sounding better now. Let me know if there's any other issues with it because I know nothing about volume and mic levels, but I did my best. And hopefully it sounds better now. I also lowered a bunch of the game volumes too. But, yeah, so hopefully that sounds better. So that's that. What else? Oh, when we started the stream today, there were some new faces in the chat. And I didn't get a chance to say hi to all the new faces. So, if you're new today, could you at me in the chat? And I'll say hi. Just be like, at Death Unites Us, what's up? Because I missed a lot of the... And you can repeat what you said when you first came in if you want. But I missed some of them. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone because you're new. And I want to say hi. And I want to meet you. I am John. How's it going? Kylio, I've been meaning to ask you... when you and your friends got access to the code for the game, did you have a program that allowed you to see what code was being called while playing the game? Or was it all just a learning of what the code did? It was mostly just a learning. I use a program called Mako Reactor. It's spelled weird. It's like M-A-K-O-U Reactor to look at the game code. But that's only the F level file. The game has a lot of files, obviously. There's like scene bin and there's a battle thing with all the battle stuff and there's world map files that we don't even have access to yet. But all of the field codes, like when this happens and what all the characters say and all the scripts that go off, all that's located in F level and you can look into all of that with Mako Reactor. And if you remember back when I showed you the secret in the elevator, I used that program to show you it. That was Mako Reactor, so that gives you an idea of what that looks like. Okay, let's see. Nice face, good to see ya. Basuki, good to see ya. Fat Steve, you're not new. So, So I won't say hi to you. You get no hi. You're an old man. Jay Stapes, how's it going? Great to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Walton? I was unaware you streamed this early. Yep, it's always been this way for the past 4 years. We stream at 8:30 a.m. Eastern to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So we do start early, but we also go 9 hours. So, you know, that we get to later in the day. Silvermore, thanks so much for being here. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. How's it going, Brandoff? Frazier, how's it going? Yeah, Shadow Hearts is on my list to eventually do a Let's Play of, because a lot of people have asked about it. Yo, Bush, thank you so much for the brand new sub, man. And Jason, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. The alerts are off right now, so I'll read your donation. I'm so glad I got to wake up for the Final Fantasy VII stream on my 18th birthday. Happy birthday, man. Love your content. Keep up the good work. 18th birthday. That's a big one. That's a big one. You become a man, quote unquote. Does 18, does that mean you're a man, or 21? Or like 40? Because I don't think I'm a man yet. I don't know if I've hit it yet. At least 25. Yeah, see, that's how I feel. I'm 29 and I'm not sure. Like, I get taxes, so like, okay. I guess in the government I'm a man, but I don't know if that counts. Yeah, so like none of the code that we have is like source code. Like nothing's been released from the game. Basically, when the Steam version came out, people just looked into the folder in the files and kind of like reverse engineered it. But we still don't have like the actual core files of the game. There's been no release of the files, you know. We just have what people have been able to dig up. And there's certain parts of the game, like the mini game module, that we still have pretty much no access to whatsoever. And the world map also we don't have much access to, but some people, including Mavic, are working into that. Maybe one day we can have custom world maps. We do have access to the world map models. So there's like a bunch of mods where there's like updated Highwind sprites and stuff, or models, you know. And even like the textures and stuff we have access to. So some people have made like better looking world maps. But in terms of like actually making custom code on the world map, we don't have access to that at all. Yo, Soldier, thank you so much for the 500 bits, man. Appreciate you. And did I thank George for the 5 gifted subs? I forget. Thank you so much. Holy cow. The sub bomb. Thank you. It's just auto-renew your sub. Come on, man. I donated. It should count. By the way, we got Doom of the Living. Check that out. One of the coolest limits in the game. Like, come on. Pretty sweet. Yo, Yet! With the 10 gifted subs as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm really excited to show the secret today, even if it fails. Like, even if it doesn't go to plan, it's just something I've always wanted to show off. And I got the idea a couple months ago, and I was like, oh man, I could implement this into the Fantathon playthrough, and it could be really cool, so... I'm excited. I'm really excited to show it off, even if it's a flop. And excited to get to the end game as well. Yo, Rapso! The 10 gifted subs as well! Oh, I meant to... whatever. Thank you, my man. Holy cow. Thank you all so much for being here. Thanks to all the new faces, and of course, all you old people. Been here forever. Let's go, Lighthearted. You can get Yuffie as soon as you leave the mines. As soon as you leave the mines, you can run up to the forest and get Yuffie. You can walk right past Fort Condor. It's a 12.5% chance she'll show up in that forest. Yo, Nitro! Thank you for the 22. I'm trying to remember if there was any comments I wanted to talk about. I don't... Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. Usually I write it down. But I didn't have anything written down this week. I think most people are just excited for what's to come. And there were some really cool, like, clarifications on stuff in the comments. So I appreciate all that. How do you do, fellow kids? Man, I don't even want to see the word kids right now. I'll tell you what. My son was up last night for like 3 hours, my youngest. And I had to get up and feed him and rock him back down. And then I went to bed at 5 to get up at 6. And I had some sleep before that, but yeah, he woke up at like 4, and then I got him down at 5. And then I had a dream that we were in our house, and it was me, my wife, and my 2 kids, but there was a portal in our living room, and the portal transported us to a different universe, like a different reality, a different like timeline, whatever you want to call it, where there was another family of me, my wife, and 2 kids. And I don't know why this portal, like, none of us said anything about it. Like, it was just a normal thing. Like, yeah, everyone has a dimension portal in their house. But my youngest went through the portal, and we were like, oh no. So we jumped in the portal, and we grabbed him, and we jumped back in. And we got meteor rain. You know, speaking of limits, this is also a part of the secret. Might as well do it now. Cool, this should do it. We now have the strongest single attack limit in the game. All creation. So, yeah, so my youngest, Simon, he goes in the portal, and we like run in there to grab him and come back in. And then we're sitting there playing in front of the portal, and my wife is like feeding Simon, and I'm playing with Simon, and we both look at each other, and we're like, there's 2 Simons. The Simon from the other universe must have followed us through the portal, and now we have 2 Simons. And so I'm running around, freaking out, like there's 2 Simons. How are we gonna what are we gonna do about these 2 Simons? And then suddenly I'm awake with my wife smacking me on the arm. And I'm like, why? And she's like, you were yelling in your sleep. You were yelling in your sleep. And I was like, ah. And I turn over, and it's like 10 minutes before I have to get up. So that was my night. Like, I spend an hour putting Simon back to sleep, and then I go to sleep, and I have a dream about Simon duplicating. Like, I can't win. I can't win. He's just, no matter what, he's keeping me up. How are we gonna feed 2 Simons? He already eats enough. Yeah, it was wild. I've never sleepwalked, but when I have bad dreams every once in a while, and I like freak out in my sleep. My wife has to wake me up, but I never get up. I just yell. She said I was oh, what was the word she used? It wasn't yelling. I forget what word she used, but I was like in distress. You know what I mean? Like I was like in distress. It wasn't just like mad yelling. It was something else. You used to dream about me? That can't be good. Hate to see that. Yo, Bahamut, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits, my man. Thank you, thank you. And Overlord, did I thank you for the 23? And Nitro, thank you for the 22. My son was born yesterday. Oh my goodness, congrats. That is absolutely incredible, man. Congrats to you. And his middle name is Barrett. Let's go. Let's go. We got another Barrett. Barrett's a cool middle name. I like it. Let's do this. So, I tried to actually not move around too much materia, because I didn't want to, like, get insane and, like, master a million materia. But because counterattack takes a while, we pretty much have mastered, like, most of our other stuff. Like, we mastered Contain. We mastered Comet, Time, Revive, Restore. Quadra Magic's getting up there. Ultima's getting up there. Luck Plus, Magic Plus are mastered. Magic Plus being the big one. So we mastered a bunch of stuff, but I'm not taking the time to, like, take all the mastered off and put other materia on. It's not worried about it. Not worried about it. We're currently grinding for the secret that I've been talking about since the beginning of the game. And once we're done with this counterattack materia, we should be ready. We have one more thing to go grab, but it'll only take a second. Well, I shouldn't say a second. It'll take more than a second. It'll take like 5 minutes to go grab the last thing. Then we'll be ready. These things are so annoying. They give less AP and they take longer. We want the other dudes. In video games, you choose your own name, but in real life, you're given one. Yeah, it's one of the great things about video games. I think that's why RPGs are so popular. They allow you to be whatever you want to be. That's kind of the thing. It's escapism, you know. If I want to be a 14-year-old ninja girl, I can do that. I don't know why. I don't know why I want that, but I could do it. If you want to be a blitzball, you can. God damn, you ruined RPGs for me. If that ruins RPGs for you, don't go to Japan. They got some interesting role plays over there, I'll tell you what. We were talking about that on Wednesday. Just, yeah, go play... Actually, I think, isn't Genshin Impact? Isn't that Korean? Maybe not. I don't know. Go play Genshin Impact. You can be anything you want to be, as long as the thing you want to be is a 10-year-old girl. Then you can then you can be anyone you want to be. Yeah, I removed the poll thing because no one ever used it. Maybe one day we'll bring it back. Did I miss any questions? I don't think I did. Legally changing my name to Death Unites Us. Don't do that. I get made fun of my edgelord name too much. I don't need you getting made fun of it too. I don't need two people to suffer. Hey, we finished comment. Thankfully, I had more foresight. Because your foresight was... your parents named you not that. Hey, see you, Tech. Have a good day at work. I need to heal Yuffie at one point. Yuffie has cover on so that we don't have to wait for Sid to counterattack all the time. How's the bee situation working out? So... okay, let me tell the whole story. So, like 2 weeks ago, I went out to throw my trash away in my trash can, and I noticed 2 bees climb into the side of my house and not come back out. And I was like, uh-oh. They have a nest inside the siding. So I have a bug guy that comes every like 2 months to spray the house for bugs. And when he came, I was like, yo, there's some bees inside the side of my house. Can you like take care of that? So we put some like stuff in there to kill them. Well, it didn't seem to kill all of them. But the next day, I found like 5 dead bees in my house, like in my dining room. And I was like, that's not good. Like that. Yeah, so to be clear, they're wasps. Because bees... yeah, I would probably make much bigger of an effort to like call a beekeeper and have them take the bees away rather than kill the nest if it were bees. But they're wasps. So anyways, so I found like 5 dead wasps in my house and I was like, uh-oh. So apparently like they got poisoned, dug their way into the house, and then died. Then the next day, there were 3 alive bees in my dining room. And I was like, well, that's great. So, long story short, we ended up patching up the hole. And there's still bees around, but we just get rid of them when we see them. I either take them outside or kill them if I can't get them outside. And we're just slowly weeding out the rest of them. But I think the nest is gone now because we covered up the hole. Unless they just moved it. But, yeah. It's been interesting. Every day I wake up and I'm like, how many alive bees and how many dead bees are going to be in my dining room? We start taking bets. How many there's going to be. How many there's going to be. Yeah, I don't know, like, hopefully they're not making another nest. But it was creepy because I would walk up and I would just see the bee, like, kind of crawl in or crawl out of the house. And sometimes when I went to go throw the trash out, a few would come out and, like, look at me like, hey, what are you doing out here? And that's, like, terrifying. Like, one flying around is whatever, but when they, like, come out of your house, that's creepy. I don't even know if there, like, is a queen, because they're not very aggressive. I was able to capture several and take them outside without killing them. Like, they were not very aggressive. They were just trying to get out most of the time. They stay in my dining room. They don't go anywhere else. They stay in my dining room and try to get out the screen door. So, like, they're just trying to get out. They're not even really, like, attacking the house or anything. So, I don't even know if they're, like, is a queen. They're probably just lost. Expect you to pay rent. You should feed them water sugar solution. How do you... What, I just put the bowl out? Ring a little bell? Come get it! Bees! How am I gonna feed the bees? Use a little tiny spoon. I'll use my son's high chair and I'll strap him in and use a little spoon and here you go, little bee. Do the little airplane. Here comes the airplane. Just play Minecraft. A little bib. It's gotta have a bee pun on it. Charge them in honey. We have some locally made honey. It's really good. Honey is so good if you get it like actual honey. Let's go, Novox. Yeah. We're farming for a secret that I have not revealed yet, but I'm pretty excited to reveal. But we're almost done. Just need to master this last counterattack. And we're probably already like a third of the way. Yeah. Already about a third of the way done. Yeah, honey can be a really good superfood. Gives you a lot of good stuff. There's not a ton you can eat with honey. Did I tell you guys about the time I had honey in my coffee? It was really good, actually. It was, I mean, it was kind of like slightly less sweet than sugar and kind of gave it a bit of a weird texture. But it was... I wanted the honey for my throat because my throat was sore at the time and it worked. It was pretty good. It's just like putting honey in tea, really. Just made it a bit thicker. It's just, you're not really used to coffee being thick, so it feels a bit weird. But it tastes fine. Yeah, I think it's just mostly your brain. Like, the texture doesn't match. You just drink it and you're like, why is this coffee so, like, thick? It just feels weird. I put quite a bit in. Because I didn't put in any sugar. I only put in honey. So I put in quite a bit. But like I said, I wasn't caring about the taste that much. I wanted coffee and I wanted my throat to stop hurting. And it accomplished those two things. It was not the best tasting coffee ever, but it accomplished those two things. So it worked. Yeah, it might have been. Might have been during Final Fantasy VI. So, while we're finishing this up, I wanted to ask you guys if you have any lore questions. I think it'd be fun to talk about some questions people have, if they have any. We've talked about a lot throughout the playthrough, and a lot of people have asked their questions when we actually got to the thing. But, you know, if there's anything on your mind that you're like, Yeah, I did, Unholy. So, like, some people did some research into the back attack stuff because I didn't know exactly how it worked and I didn't want to give false information, so I just kind of left it at that. According to a couple of people, back attacks, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Unholy, back attacks do no extra damage, but if you're in a pincer attack, they do extra damage until you face forward. But I think what me and a lot of other people get misconstrued is that when you're in a back attack, it also swaps your rows. So you can take extra row damage if you were in the back row and then you get into a back attack, you're now in the front row, so you take extra damage. And it makes it seem like you're taking more damage because of the back attack, but you're not. You have some time. We have to finish this grind, and then we have to go grab one more thing that'll take about 5 minutes. Maybe a bit more. Honey-filled chocolate? That sounds really good. Do you plan to cover sequels to the games on Fantathon? If you go to the page, you'll see that you can vote on a lot of the games. And we'll just be playing whichever ones win the vote. Crisis Core is not on the vote because we already did a full playthrough of it. It's on YouTube. You can watch it on the channel. And X2 is actually currently winning the vote, so there's a good chance we play that. Didn't Aerith say that the spirits guarding the Temple of the Ancients came from another world? I thought she said they were just ancients that lost their bodies. But maybe there's more to it than that. Are the monsters all the descendants of ancients and animals corrupted by Genova? I don't know. I don't know if there's any, like, definitive answer on that. During the story that Sephiroth tells, I think it's Sephiroth that tells it, he says something like all the ancients were turned into monsters. Or no, never mind. It's in the Icicle Inn. Ifalna says it. So Ifalna says that all the ancients were turned into, well, some of the ancients were turned into monsters by Genova's poison. And so people have connected that to, like, oh, is that what these monsters are? Like, they're all ancients? I don't think so. I don't think they're all ancients, because that would be a lot of ancients that lasted a very long time. You know what I mean? Like, my theory is that there was only like 100 ancients. Like, it sounded like a pretty small village of people. Although they also said that, like, the world was split later with ancients and non-ancients, so maybe it was like half the population. But yeah, from the story, it just didn't really seem like it was like thousands and thousands of people were turned into monsters. It sounded more like some were turned into monsters, and then they were like, oh crap, she's actually evil, and then they sealed her. So, like, to me, it's not, she didn't make like 100,000 monsters. She made like 100, and they were like, oh crap. But obviously, you could come up with your own theories on that. I never realized until now, but Aerith wonders what happened to Zack, but she knows when people return to the planet. Yeah, that's kind of a weird, oh, check out all creation. The sound effect is super similar to Ultima. It does 8 times damage. It's really stupidly strong. Even stronger than Cosmo Memory. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Maybe Aerith does know and she just doesn't want to admit it. But according to why am I blanking on her name? I need more coffee. Aerith's mom. According to her, she says that Aerith knows when people die, and she like tells her, "Hey, your husband died," and then like 2 seconds later, she gets the letter that her husband died. No, not Afalna, her adoptive mother. So Elmira, thank you. So Elmira says that she knows when people die, but then later she says like she doesn't know what happened to Zack even though he's dead. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know why she doesn't know that. I guess if you really wanted to be crazy, if you wanted to go like crazy theory mode, you could say that maybe Zack was too strong to split up into the life stream, and that's why he shows up later in like Advent Children. And maybe because he was too strong to split up into the life stream, Aerith never got the sense that he died. I don't know, crazy theory. So the way that preemptive works is based on step count. So in the speed run, the step count is planned through the whole game. And because of that, they plan in certain preemptives on certain bosses, like apps. So because they're already on the step count, they know that the next fight is going to be a preemptive, and then they get into the fight with apps and it's a preemptive. How's it going, Fasten? Do you subscribe to the theory that Vincent is Sufferer's father? I think he meant Sephiroth. Sephiroth's father, because he was having an affair with Lucretia at the time? It's pretty written in stone that it was Hojo. I guess it could be wrong, though. Like, the info we're given could be wrong, but with the info we're given, it's pretty certain to be Hojo. Would be cool, though, if, like, we found out somehow that it was actually Vincent. Did Sephiroth off Aerith because she was an ancient working on holy materia? I believe so, yes. I think that, and even if he didn't mean to, it's like a irony that he's the one that kills Aerith when killing her is what basically gives her the power to save the world. So it's a very important event that Sephiroth in particular kills Aerith. Now, whether or not he knew what he was doing, or if he just killed her to make Cloud sad, or, you know, I don't know. But given that he has all the knowledge of the ancients, I would have to imagine he knows Aerith is an ancient and just figured killing the last one would help in his cause. Yeah, the Crisis Core playthrough was really fun. I had never played it, so it was really cool. It was a fun time. And we even did all the post-game stuff too and did the super boss. I really enjoyed the combat in Crisis Core. I just hated the slots after like the first 10 hours because they got really annoying. If X2 wins, we will play it after X, yeah. Which means the next game will be 8. Do you find Advent Children undoes the relationship between Cloud and Tifa? Absolutely. I hate Cloud and Advent Children. I've always said that. It's one of the worst things they ever did. He's a terrible character in Advent Children. If I could go back and make Cloud less terrible in Advent Children, I would. They don't just screw up his relationship with Tifa, they screw up his whole character. In my opinion. In my right opinion. In my opinion, that's also fact. Oh, we're getting close. How's it going, Antho? Is it confirmed that Eris did sense his death at the ending of the game, but she doesn't confirm it in Final Fantasy VII? I don't know if it's confirmed, but it's definitely a theory that she knows and just pretends she doesn't know. Hey, how's it going, Meatloaf? Yo, Mike, thank you for the 13 months. And Prayer of War, thank you so much for the $20. I'll read it out since the alerts are paused. Hey, Death, was wondering, who is your all-time favorite Final Fantasy character? Mine is Titus. Wow, this man just came at everyone, you know? Just really put his heart and soul out there saying Titus is his favorite character. I will extend the rope to you and tell you that I actually really like Titus as a character. I get made fun for it all the time, but I think he's a great character. I can't wait until Final Fantasy X because I have so much to say about it that's going to make everyone mad. But but it'll be really fun to go back and forth. My favorite character of all time is Yuna, if you couldn't tell by the Yuna picture behind me. I guess it's kind of hard to tell because it used to just be the Yuna picture, but now I got Yuna, Tifa, Sephiroth. There's a Celeste poster behind the chair, so it's kind of hard to tell now. But before it was just the Yuna picture, so. I always rename Titus Meg Ryan. Why? How's it going, Stay Awake? How's it going, iDub? It's going great. I don't know if Yuna and Titus are my favorite couple. I like Yuna because of her own character, not like the way she interacts with Titus. And I like Titus's character not for the way he interacts with Yuna, so yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. I don't really care that much about their relationship. I just like them separately as characters. I thought I missed something, but oh, there it is, Baden. If you sign up for Twitch Prime, you can give one free sub to one streamer every month. You just have to go click subscribe and then subscribe with Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, then you already have Twitch Prime. You just have to go click the sub button and you can sub for free. But you have to redo it every month. Your favorite character is Sid. Which one? People who say Titus is a good character need their heads checked. Yes, they do, because they might be a genius. Gotta take a IQ test to make sure they're not like some hidden genius. Imagine I get a Bahamut Zero summon materia on a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII and level it up and dupe it. Then I start another playthrough and smuggle in the dupe level 0 Bahamut Zero materia. Does it count as I've earned this materia, thus I am free to have it from the start? What? I don't understand that question at all. Your favorite character from Final Fantasy XII? The T-Rex in the first area. Let's make those goers goners. The Final Fantasy IX animated series could be cool. I'm not really into that stuff as much. But it could be neat. Depends on what they do with it. I think they need to, like, when they make stuff like that, they need to make it side stories that, like, help along the main story without retconning things like Crisis Core. Like, Crisis Core is such a great, you know, addition where we get to see Sephiroth before he was evil and learn more about Zack and learn more about a lot of stuff without just retconning the crap out of the regular game. I said at the end of the Crisis Core playthrough, like, this makes me like Final Fantasy VII more. And that should be the goal of any, like, spin-off. It made me like Final Fantasy VII more because I knew more about the characters than I did before. And it felt like stuff that they wanted to tell in the original game but couldn't, you know what I mean? It all felt like stuff that they would have put in the original had they had the time. Yo, Arco! Think about the 37! How you doing, my man? Very glad to have you here. Yeah, the only issue is Genesis being in the Nibelheim incident. And Genesis in general I don't really like, but regardless, like, most of the stuff, especially with Zack and Cloud, and then, like, Sephiroth, those three characters really just add a lot. I actually didn't really care for Aerith that much in Crisis Core. Like, she was great, but I don't feel like they added much to her character. She just acted the way I expected her to act. There was no kind of revelation of, like, oh man, this is why she was like this, or this is why she made this decision. Like, she just did exactly what I figured she'd do in every scene. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just didn't really add that much to her character. Sephiroth was incredibly interesting, though. Every scene with Sephiroth, I was, like, glued to the screen. Because it said so much about, like, his character and how he was actually, like, really nice and cared about his friends and had, like, priorities that were important to him, and, like, so much was told about him that makes him such a cooler character. It just gives you, like, this background that you can go into Final Fantasy VII and have, like, a better understanding. But there's nothing that Sephiroth does that makes you question what he does in Final Fantasy VII. You know what I mean? It's, like, just enough to make you interested, but it doesn't go overboard and try to retcon his whole character or make him, like, something that he's not. Can you recover MP with physical attacks? Put me on the spot. I think MP absorb does not work with commands, but I also think you can do the master command glitch, unless it just works. Maybe it just works. Death blow, MP absorb, does that work? There's some commands that are broken with master command, and you can, like, connect materia that you're not supposed to. And I thought MP absorb was one of them, but it might just work right off the bat, like, without anything. You might be able to just do death blow MP absorb. According to Evil, you can, so there you go. But yeah, there's some materia. I want to say like maybe Slash All in like MP Absorb or something, where it doesn't work if you put it on your weapon normally, but if you connect it to Master Command, it does work. It's pretty weird though. You have to connect like Master Command and then like I think a separate one too for it to work. Oh sure, we can mess around with this sometime. Yo, Anonymous, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Do I have time to make another cup of coffee? Yeah. I might do the same. Holy cow. Them crits. So, that actually probably crit in part due to the fact that Yuffie has a Luck Plus mastered. Yeah. That helps a lot with crits. You feeling lucky, punk? I was going magic. I was going penta. So, since the very beginning of the playthrough, I kind of alluded to a secret, but I didn't tell anyone what it was. And this is the final step before I can show off what the secret is. We need to master this final counterattack materia. Then I also have to go grab one more thing, but it'll only take a few minutes. So we're just finishing up this last counterattack materia. Pretty close now. How's it going, Advent? Am I hyped for 16? Yeah, I'm pretty excited for 16. I don't really know in general if it's going to be good or bad, and I don't know when they're going to finish it, but me personally, I'm excited. I like the more action RPG style, and it looks like more of an action RPG, so I personally am excited, but who knows, like, in general, will it be a good Final Fantasy game? Will people enjoy it? We'll see. How's it going, Maxis? I mean, I completely understand if people aren't excited. I mean, I hated Final Fantasy 15, so I do have my reservations about 16. But, and I can understand if you're not into action RPGs, then, like, 16 might not be doing much for you at the moment. But I'm excited, because I like action RPGs. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm a big remake fan. And it looks like a return to, like, the Crystal, kind of more ancient Final Fantasy storytelling with, like, summons being a big part of the story and crystals being part of the story. So, like, I'm excited for all that. I'm excited that they're kind of going back in time instead of being like, you want a futuristic Final Fantasy game with VR fishing? No. So I think at least they're going in the right direction, but we'll see. There was also a pinball game. And that's retro. Pinball, big retro. I've heard nothing but good things about 14 in the last couple weeks. Everyone's into it right now. So if you're even thinking about trying it, I would recommend try it. If you hate MMOs and, like, you think you're gonna hate it, then don't go out of your way to play it. But if you're even slightly interested, I would say give it a shot. Since everyone seems to be really into it. I'm really excited to get to 14 on Fantathon because it's going to be It's gonna be interesting to see what I think about it. I'm so like mixed. I don't know what to think. Because like I've said before, I really dislike MMOs. I just don't. I've tried so many times and I just can't get into them. But I've heard that 14 has a much more interesting story than the normal MMO. It's also Final Fantasy, so I'm gonna enjoy it for that aspect. And on top of that, I played a demo of the game when it first came out, and I enjoyed it. And most people say 14 blew when it came out, and now it's incredible. So the fact that I liked the demo back when everyone else hated it kind of leads me to believe I might really like it. So, but I didn't play a lot of the demo. I played 2 or 3 hours, but from what I played, I enjoyed it. And people say that it was crap back then, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know. I just, I've never ever been into MMOs, like, at all. I've tried so many times. Because I had a lot of friends that I wanted to, like, play something online with that we could just kind of, you know, jump on and play and not really think about. And MMOs really, like, fit that bill, so I had several friends that I tried to get into an MMO with, and I could always tell that they were enjoying it more than I was, every time. It was like, oh man, this is fun, and I'm like, oh man, when does the fun start? They're like, you're not having fun? And I was like, wait, I'm supposed to be having fun? I thought this was like the build up to the fun. And they're like, no, I'm having fun. I'm like, oh, I'm not. How's it going, Zoo? Yeah, it's weird, like, I don't know, I don't think grinding is fun with friends. I also think that grinding in video games with friends isn't fun, but that's beside the point. Grinding with friends is not that fun. Like, if I play games with friends, I want to, like, do something. If I'm alone watching Netflix on the other monitor, then, like, it's fun to sit there and grind and be able to split my focus. But when I'm playing with friends, I'm, like, focused. So I don't want to grind. I want to, like, do something. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, 14 doesn't sound like a grindy game. It sounds like you spend 200 hours just to get through the story, and then maybe there's grinding, but at that point you've already put in 200 hours. Where are we at? Oh, we're very close. We're almost there. Yeah, someone was saying earlier there's... I mean, it's not really a hidden scene, it's just a different scene. If you're Sid when you get the premium heart, or Tifa when you get the premium heart. We could actually go back and grab the sneak glove now. We have enough money. But I'm not too worried about the steal because... I'm not too worried about stealing because we're really high level now. Stealing should be pretty easy. Intergrade was really fun. If you enjoyed the remake, I highly recommend you play it. But you don't need to run out and play it, because right now it's pretty annoying. You need a PS5, you need a version of the game, and you still have to buy the DLC. But when it's a little bit more accessible in the future, I recommend it. It's really fun. We did it! Hype in the chat. Let's go. Prayer of War, they give her another $10. So here's another $10, just like last time. My bank is even again now. Would also like to say that most of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy is the most disliked. Yeah, I feel that. Like I said, I like the Final Fantasy X characters. A lot of people do not. Alright. We have one more mission. And actually, let me grab something else to make this easier. Yo, Darcely, thank you so much for the 3 gifted subs, man. Appreciate it a lot. The super secret. There was a rumor that remake was coming to PC, but I don't know what happened to that rumor. Utai theme. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Boing, boing, boing. Boing. Oh yeah, someone said we should go up on the hand. Or not this hand. What's the hand with the sweet view? I think it's up. Oh, someone asked me about someone asked me about my favorite 12 character, and I memed. I don't actually know what my favorite. I guess I don't know. Fran, I guess. I really dislike all the characters. I like Ash's character in theory, but in reality, like, nothing happens. Yeah, here you go. So this is like a really underappreciated field here. It's very pretty. I never really took the time to look at this field. But yeah, it looks like a water painting. Pretty cool. The scale of the sea god shines. I don't know why you have to do it twice here. I don't remember what this is. Oh yeah, Ritsu. This is Steel as well. What a great name. I will just play Final Fantasy VIII normally, since we already did the Let's Break playthrough, and the whole point of Fantathon is to do casual playthroughs with the exception of this one. So I'll just play it normally. I mean, granted, I'm going to use my knowledge to play the game because, I mean, it's impossible to play 8 without breaking it, really. But I'm not going to, like, go out of my way to break it, if that makes sense. I'm not going to get Lionheart Disc 1 or anything. And of course, we'll play cards for like 10 episodes. Alright. One final stop, and then I think we're ready. And disclaimer, this might go up in a giant ball of fire, but it'll be a very bright ball of fire. It'll be a very entertaining ball of fire. So, if anyone was wondering, like, a nice way to get to the Galnica, there's that gap there. If you turn around, the second gap on the wall is where the Galnica is. And the first gap is where the key is. Blink blunk. This is a Shinra's Galnica type airplane. I wonder why I went down here. Oh, I meant to buy more tents. Oh well. Did Sephiroth do this? What is this place? Supposed to be some kind of a research establishment because there is a Mako generator? So, the Galnica ship is a really interesting dungeon. It has these enemies that are all called unknowns, and all have different numbers. And every unknown morphs into a source. So it's kind of like they built this dungeon specifically for source farming. Which is pretty weird, because source farming kind of breaks the game. I don't think they really meant for you to source farm, because it's pretty insanely strong, and you can source farm. Like, it does not take long to get a lot of stuff down here. And then on top of that, they give you the Conformer in this dungeon, which the Conformer does regular damage through morph. So they really, like, specifically made this dungeon for source farming. It kind of feels like a post-game kind of dungeon. Like, okay, you already did everything, so here's your dungeon to get super strong. But you can get to it so early. So I almost feel like this should open up on Disc 3, not Disc 2. But it specifically opens up on Disc 2 because there's a Turks fight that, if you get to Disc 3, this Turks fight disappears. So they specifically wanted you to come here on Disc 2, and they specifically made it for source farming, but they really underestimated how strong source farming is. So, kind of weird. I always thought that was strange. I need to save again. I need to do this. Hey, how's it going, gray area? So, first of all, let's equip the Urutsuru just to show it off, because it's a really funny weapon. I don't really care what we equip. It's not a big deal. In fact, go ahead and bring the doggo back in, even though he's low leveled now. We started with the doggo, we're finishing with the doggo. Did I remove? Hold on. There we go. Don't worry about that, David. Not important. Alright, it doesn't much matter what I bring into this fight. Holy cow, Yuffie. Big strong. I guess... Oh, it's because you have that. I want to see who had the most magic stat, like base. Wow! Red 13 has the most magic stat base. even though he's 10 levels below, almost. Probably because of the crystal comb. Alright. We'll juice you up. Oh, does he have the circlet? That's why. Good call. Yeah, not even close. Alright. So we're gonna have some fun with Comet. Comet steal as well. Comet Quadra Magic. I wish I could MP Turbo it too, but wasn't meant to be. Magic plus, Magic plus. Circlet. Somebody's gonna learn today. Do I even want anything else? Not really. I could throw in time, I guess. We got all the materia from the grinding. That spot gives you a lot of AP, and I had everyone on double and triple growth. The counterattack materia takes a deceptively long time to master. It has 100,000 AP on it. So in the process of mastering 2 counterattacks, which I needed for the secret, we also mastered a bunch of other things. Yo, Name Brand, thank you so much for the 4 months. And Travoski with the 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. And Great Set as well with the 18. And Hitman with the 1,000 bits. Thank you, thank you. Name Brand said, I have nothing to say except I have nothing to say. Yeah, how high is her magic stat? Oh, by the way, picked up the Heaven's Cloud. It's a great weapon. We also picked up the Escort Guard. The Escort Guard is really good. Men armlet only. It's a bit weaker than the elemental armlets, but it nullifies 4 elements. So it's basically a juiced up, a juiced up dragon armlet. One weird thing though is that it does not negate fire. Dragon armlet does fire, cold, lightning. Escort Guard does lightning, earth, water, poison. So it's like, it doesn't do cold either, which is supposed to be ice. So it doesn't do ice or fire, which is 2 of the like really popular elements, but it does earth and poison, which can be useful in some circumstances. Okay, I think we're good. We're gonna hope that we don't kill them on accident. Turks! Again? We just seem to keep running into each other lately. There were weapons and materia developed solely to destroy Sephiroth, but it was attacked by a weapon and sunk to the bottom of the sea. I can't give you what's here. We'll take out Sephiroth. I guess this is our last meeting. I won't let you get in our way. So this is one of the fights where, or actually, this fight, I should explain this before we go. This fight, Rude is broken. His AI is broken. So in the previous fights, he wouldn't attack Tifa. So if Tifa was in your party, he would not attack Tifa. Here, his AI is actually broken, and it has nothing to do with Tifa. in this fight, if he ever does an attack that isn't his shoulder attack, he never attacks again. It's just a quirk with his AI that they accidentally broke. So I'll actually show it if we can. Oh, I have it set to all? Why is it set to all? Oh, because Quadra Magic. Alright, well, let's see if it kills Rude. It's not doing that much damage because it's Quadra Magic, so... Got the tough ring. Yo, Magi! Thank you for the raid! Great time to raid. We're about to jump into something real special. Alright, good. It didn't kill Rude. How's it going, everyone? Thanks so much for being here. Nice, we got the steal first try both times. So the reason I did this is so that I'd get 4 chances to steal with Comet. Now we can take out... Reno. Also, check out Yuffie's weapon. We got the Oritsuru, which is the paper crane. So yeah, as you can see, Rude's AI is broken in this fight. If he ever does an attack that isn't the shoulder, now he just sits here forever. And there's nothing you can do to fix him. We can make him do a goofy dance, though. Actually looks way funnier than I thought. Why not? Yeah, we're doing a little bit of damage. Catch you later. He slowly wanders off. How's it going, Asami? Thanks for being here. Alright. I think it is finally time. I think we have everything.